Why aren't you vegan yet? It's 2025. How much longer are we going to ignore all the facts? You care about the animals, you care about the health, you care about the planet, and yet still there is still some sort of hesitation. And why is that? There is more than enough information out there. Let's just dive into why making the switch to veganism is more important than ever, and why you have everything inside of you to make that happen. How much more proof do we need? We are living in a time where the proof is right in front of us. It's always in front of us. Every day we see more studies, more documentaries, we see more stories, we see more people making the switch. It's no longer just a trend or a lifestyle. It's becoming the new standard for those who actually care about the future, about the new generations, about our planet, and about the overall well-being of the animals. The data is very clear that veganism is actually better. It's better for our health, it's better for the animals, it's better on so many other levels. So what's stopping you? Let's just take a moment and think about this, okay? Aren't you someone who loves pets, okay? Who wouldn't dream of kicking a dog or letting an animal suffer needlessly? You're probably one of those people who, when by accident, when you hit a raccoon or you hit a squirrel while driving, and of course it feels really overwhelming and it's horrible. You feel this sense of guilt and you can't even sleep. You feel really bad. And why is that? Because deep down you care. You feel empathy. You understand that animals, whether wild or domesticated, they all have their own experiences and they all have their own lives. And you have everything inside of you to actually make that connection between animals you love and the ones that you eat. You just haven't made the connection yet, and that's okay. I'm not here to shame anyone. I'm here to help you connect all the dots, to see what's really happening, and to give you the knowledge and understanding to make a more compassionate choice. So now let's just talk about what's really happening in the meat aisle. Next time you walk through the store and you see the meat section, just stop a second and really look. What are you actually seeing? You are seeing a piece of packaged product. Sure, of course. But what's the actual story behind this product? You might say, of course, I know what happens behind the scenes. Of course, I know. But do you really? It's easy to turn like a blind eye and just treat it like another thing you buy. Now, let's just take a moment and really understand what's happening before it gets to that shelf. Okay, so let me just walk you through it. Imagine a tiny piglet. It's born into a tiny crate. It's the size of her body, and it's where she will live her entire life. Well, she'll be transferred to a bigger crate when she gets bigger, obviously. But her mother can't even turn around, okay? There is no space for them to connect. There is no warmth. There is no affection. It's cold, it's dark, and it's filthy, and she's surrounded by her own waste, and that's all she knows. The people who come to care for these animals, if you can call it that, they are wearing masks and gloves, and they are walking through all this filth as if it's just another day at the office. These people are not bad people. They might have families to feed, and they have bills to pay, and they have lives of their own to get on with. They don't want to be doing this either, but they don't see any other option. And you know, in order to work in those places, they really had to completely disconnect themselves from those animals, and they just look at those animals as products. They don't look at them as living creatures anymore. But those animals, they are not products. They are living, breathing beings who experience pain, they experience fear, and they experience joy. They are not numbers on the spreadsheet or labels in the store. They are someone just like you and me. So what's really stopping you? Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a bit extreme, or it's too complicated for me. Maybe you've got some concerns about nutrition, or you're afraid that going vegan might make you malnourished. Maybe you are holding on to some traditions and family meals, and you don't want to feel like you're letting anyone down. Maybe you're just worried about what other people will think or say if you make the change. And listen, I really get it, because changing how you eat is not a small decision. It can feel really intimidating, especially when it seems like the whole world around you is still caught up in the old habits. But here's the thing, making a change in your diet doesn't mean abandoning your traditions or turning your back on your loved ones. It means honoring your values in a way that feels right to you. And as for the fear of malnourishment, well, actually the truth is a plant-based diet, it can actually provide you with all the nutrients you need and more, okay? There are countless vegan athletes, doctors, nutritionists, they're all showing us how it's done and they are all thriving. And going vegan doesn't mean sacrificing your health. It means actually choosing food that nourishes both you and the planet, and it saves all these animals. Okay, change can be hard, I know, but it's totally worth it. Making the decision to go vegan isn't about being perfect or having it all figured out. It's about making a conscious decision to do better for your health, for the environment, for the animals, all of those good stuff. It's about recognizing that we have power to choose every single day, and those choices do matter. So what's more uncomfortable, making a change that aligns with your values and helps the planet and the animals, or continue to support a system that harms both animals and the environment and you? And I know change isn't always easy, but it's never been easier to make the shift. Veganism is no longer a fringe movement. It's a choice that more and more people are making every single day. But I understand at the end of the day, this is your journey and I'm not here to tell you what to do. Of course, everybody has to choose for themselves, but I'm here to give you the facts, to help you see the bigger picture and to show you that living a more compassionate life isn't as hard as you might think. The world is changing for sure, and it's time for all of us to start making the changes that align with the future that we want.